sexual situations and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it, and so do I. It does not matter who the host is because, what matters is who's listening on the other side. Anyways, today is Tuesday, August the 30th of 2022, day 242 of the year, and only 123 days left to go. Look at the bright side there. That's it. 123 days left to go, and then it is all over with. Oh, man. So exciting when we get to start talking about that kind of stuff. Anyways, how have you been over the last 23? Because that's important. It's important to talk about. It's important to go around and talk and all that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, we are broadcasting live from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM. And then we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place.
Radio.
Yep, hanging out with our friends at RadioBig.fm, doing the stuff that they get to do. Anyways, if I have not said it enough, let me say it again. They are currently, meaning RadioBig.fm, is on iHeartRadio. So if you want to take a listen to the radio station, you can take a listen to it on iHeartRadio. Once you get into their app, just type in Radio Big. That will get you there. The Safety FM side of the house has not changed much. Still, the Safety FM app is the best way to do it, and taking a listen to what exactly is going on over there. Anyways, with that being said, I think it's time for us to start talking right away about what we do in the show. If you want to interact with the show, it's an easy thing to do. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. That will get you moving and grooving through our systems, and will let us know exactly what is going on that particular standpoint. Outside of that, we talk about safety in the news and safety. We bring in some professional broadcasters that start talking about what the hell's going on inside of the world of the news. So that's always kind of a cool time in regards to being able to do that. And then outside of that, I think that's pretty much it. Then we call it a day. We call it a daisy, if one may do so themselves. So there you go. With that being said, I think it is time for us to start talking immediately about what was, that stuff.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Carol Burnett landed on Twitter's top 10 trends on Monday. Fans were scared at first when she had died, but it turns out that she was trending because people want to see her host SNL. So there you go. That's a good thing to hear. Bizarre things to collect was another hashtag that was trending yesterday. Tweets included the heads of childhood Ken dolls, just the heads, sugar packets that you steal from restaurants, do not disturb door hangers, souls, and restraining orders. It's kind of funny. I guess when we get to the last portion, I do have something that I purchased a little bit ago, a autographed restraining order. Yeah, I really do. I really have an autographed restraining order. And for years, I said that I was actually going to frame it, and I still have not framed it. But I was like, when I got that thing, it was a charity event, and it's a real restraining order, which I was like, wow, I can't believe I spent money on this. But it was for charity, so I thought it was a good thing. Anyways, hashtag U.S. Open was trending as tennis fans welcomed back Serena Williams for one last match. Was it one last match or one last tournament? I mean, is she already out? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking the question there. I guess I should keep up with that stuff, especially when we start talking about the news stuff. So here we go. We're going to do all the stuff that we normally do. We're going to come up with something as we are talking, because that's kind of how it goes about as we do things, and then go from there. Maybe we will talk about, we'll talk about it once we get to it. Maybe we should bring in the pro broadcasters right now, let them do the news stuff, and then we'll just go and trend and move and all that fun things that we need to be doing then. Oh, wow. That did not play at all. That's good.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Today is the one-year anniversary of the last U.S. military flight out of Afghanistan. The final departure came just days after the then president of Afghanistan, his wife, and senior aides all fled the country as the Taliban took over. The withdrawal brought to an end almost 20 years of American military involvement in that country that began in response to the September 11th terror attacks. President Biden heads to Pennsylvania today to talk about reducing gun violence in the U.S. More from Mark Mayfield.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters that Biden will be promoting his Safer America plan. That includes boosting funding for the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. Some conservative Republicans have called for reducing funding for the FBI after the recent raid of ex-President Trump's Florida estate. Agents retrieved boxes of official documents that Trump removed when he left the White House, including classified materials. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A pregnant Texas woman is facing another ticket after being stopped while driving in the carpool lane on the freeway. Brandy Batone claimed her then unborn child was the second person in her car. She was stopped at the same location after her first citation was dropped. The parent company of InfoWars has agreed to a second defamation trial over founder Alex Jones' false claims about the mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School. At a bankruptcy hearing Monday in Houston, Free Speech Systems said it won't oppose the trial in Connecticut. A judge has found Jones liable in a defamation lawsuit for repeatedly calling the 2012 massacre that killed 20 children and 6 teachers a hoax. Several cars have been destroyed by falling trees in Rochester, Michigan due to last night's storm. Mark Zellofro says it was scary.
We were watching like the leading edge come in. We saw trees starting to snap in Dinosaur Hill across the street from us. And then we saw branches and leaves flying up in the air like in a rotation.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Ukraine says it's broken through Russian defences in several sectors of the front line near Kherson. Clashes have continued in Baghdad between Shia militia groups. Pakistan says floods that have ravaged the country have caused at least $10 billion of damage, and emergency teams in China are evacuating tens of thousands of people in areas hit by drought over fears they now face a risk of flooding.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
2 more women are accusing R. Kelly of sexually abusing them when they were teenagers in the 90s. Perry Williams reports.
Both accusers told their own stories yesterday while testifying during the singer's federal trial in downtown Chicago. They both corroborated claims that Kelly sexually abused a woman who has already took the stand. The Chicago R&B star is charged with production of child pornography, conspiracy to produce child pornography, and conspiracy to obstruct justice.
First Lady Jill Biden is testing negative for COVID-19. Trey Thomas reports.
After last week's rebound case of coronavirus, the White House said the First Lady plans to return to Washington, D.C. later on today. She had been in isolation in recent days in Delaware, but did not have re-emerging symptoms. It was her second diagnosis in as many weeks. I'm Trey Thomas.
NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers is admitting he misled the public and the media by saying he was immunized against COVID-19. The latest from Brian Shook.
Appearing on the Joe Rogan podcast over the weekend, the Green Bay Packers said he had been ready for questions about his vaccination status last season and thought about how he'd answer them. Rodgers had claimed he was immunized, but later missed a game due to virus protocols and confirmed he was unvaccinated. He told Rogan he refused the shot due to an allergy to one of the ingredients in it. I'm Brian Shook.
Dozens of alleged gang members in Atlanta are facing charges related to a series of robberies targeting celebrity homes. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis had a message for all those involved.
We are going to find you, we are going to convict you, and we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days, and I'm not apologizing for that.
Among those targeted by the robbers, singer Mariah Carey and numerous sports figures. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.
What happened to Philip K. Dick from February to March 1974 would change him forever. For the next 8 years, he attempted to explain in writing his experience of the entire universe transformed into information. Enter the letters, dreams, and journal entries of the mind behind Blade Runner and A Scanner Darkly. Learn the genesis of the Valis trilogy and the stories behind other classic Dick novels. Houghton Mifflin Harcourt is proud to present The Exegesis of Philip K. Dick, edited by Pamela Jackson and Jonathan Lethem. Experience the ultimate quest into a cosmic mystery like no other. Touch Genius.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Have you ever wanted to start live streaming and were not sure how to do it? You can start live streaming up to 40 social media platforms all at one time for as little as nada. It's going to cost you your time. That is what it's going to cost. You can pre-record, you can live stream, you can do a multitude of things. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.com/one. That's safetyfm.com, O-N-E.
If you ever wished that Facebook had a suck it button,
you suck.
This rock block is for you. Radio.
Okay, there you go. Currently 15 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out and doing all the fun stuff that we get to do together. Because it's important when we get to hang out because I feel like we don't get to do it often enough. So that's why I'm here to hang out with you, even if it's in this virtual world environment. Well, that's a whole other story. Anyway, so let's get into some news here. After the unspecified engine issue scrubbed the launch on Monday for NASA's mission to the moon, NASA isn't committing to rescheduling it yet. There are 2 launch windows identified as early September, but does not appear that NASA has yet committed to either of them. Worth asking, is this the result of NASA emphasizing the equity over talent? So maybe that is something to think about as we are talking about this. You know, there was a lot of people telling me yesterday, I was able to interact with quite a few people that were expecting to see this. Now, keep in mind that I don't live so far away from where this is actually, you could actually see it, the launch itself. People got their ass up early to see this yesterday. Now, when I say early, I'm talking early for them, not early for me, because I'm an early riser and not what you're probably thinking. But I'm up relatively early to, get everything running for this thing. So that's kind of part of the gig that goes on. So were you waiting around, waiting to see what was going to happen yesterday? Because that's going to be an important question for you in regards if you were looking forward to it. Anyways, let's continue talking. Lowering water levels along the stretch of the river in northwest Spain have revealed well-preserved details of ancient Roman military camp. The Aquas Quineris camp was home of the 600 soldiers, and its facilitators included barracks, hospitals, a temple, and a grain storage. The camp has also been studied for years, but the receding water levels has exposed the remnants of the buildings and is studying new details. The camp is believed to have been in use for about a century, beginning back in 75 AD. So think about that. AD, we're going to, oh no, AD is something else in regards of a song that I'm thinking. Anyways, with some other news, many models from Kia and Hyundai are prime targets for car thieves because they are relatively easy to steal, so much that in the city of St. Louis is demanding that automakers change this or they're going to sue them. Mayor Jones tells the local NBC affiliate that unless the vulnerable vehicles are recalled or retrofitted with technology to make it harder to steal, she's going to sue them. We're noting another thing is the decrease in car thefts is arresting people who steal cars and putting them in jail for years. Also worth noting, Jones has actively campaigned on defunding the police platforms. So her campaign website knows that defunding the police means restructuring the department and reallocating the budget of the program and resources. So to things like substance abuse and mental health and services and jobs and training programs. So I don't know. Some interesting stuff there for sure as we talk about it. Because here's the gig. If you have a car theft going on and you're defunding the police, and I'm just mentioning this to mention it, who do you call? I mean, it's got to be a weird one because will they have something to allocate for that in regards of what's going on?
Warning. Listening to other radio stations could cause testicle shrinkage. I'm talking truth.
Okay, so there you go. So let's see, what else do we have right here? It's over for the planet. New research scientists, the Journal of Natural Climate Change, says that ice sheets will break off from the glaciers that aren't replenishing their size thanks to warmer temperatures and cause the sea to rise 10 inches in the coming years. One of the lead researchers says that the world has already 1 foot in the grave, and the rise is inevitable. It is twice as much as was previously predicted. Critics of the study say that while the math is right, their timeline, well, it's uncertain, and they claim that that will happen in the next 100 years, if not supported by even their own data. So there you go. So interesting things there for sure as we are talking about that, because think about that. If you start having rise in the water levels, and if you're in a state like in the state that I'm located, there'll be some interesting times, especially if you're closer to the coast. So that's something to think about for sure. Well, definitely will not be living on the coastline. So I remember there was a Tool song many years ago talking about the Arizona Bay. Yes, you did hear me correctly. Arizona Bay. Figure that out, especially when we start talking about something like this, for sure.
Always replicated, but never duplicated. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, take a listen to this. Calling all you basic bitches. Yes, you heard me correct. Yeah, but put on your Uggs and Gap hoodies and get in line at Starbucks bright and early today because the pumpkin spice latte is back. Yeah. You heard me when I said at the very beginning. Starbucks fall menu is in full swing beginning today, and it includes the PCL, yes, as well as known as the pumpkin cream cold brew and the apple crisp Machado. You can also pick up the pumpkin cream cheese muffins and pumpkin scones for the season. So there you go. If you're all excited about that, there you go. Pumpkin spice latte available for you right now. I love how the writers, tell me shit like this, Basic bitches. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the pumpkin spice thing, but then again, I'm not a fan of coffee, so I don't really give a crap about any of this. How do you feel about it? Are you already standing in line this morning, or did you already go and get your fix? I mean, all it takes is just one fix, isn't it? I mean, isn't that how the song goes? Anyways, that being said, let's talk real quick to John Small in regards to what's going on inside of the Market Beat.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Equities slipped Monday, extending the prior week's decline and putting the S&P 500 on track to move lower later in the week. The index is now below key resistance levels where the bears are likely to increase their selling and add momentum to the move. All the market needs is a catalyst for lower prices, and that could come in the form of economic data. There's a long list of economic reports due this week, including construction spending, the ISM Manufacturing Index, and the August read of the non-farm payroll report, expected to show a cool down in both hiring and wage gains, which takes some pressure off the Fed. Even so, labor conditions remain tight and wages are rising and underpinning broader inflation. In stock news, the market is gearing up for Apple's next product event. The iconic company is expected to launch several new iPhone models among other products and drive another upgrade cycle for the business. The question the market will want to have answered is how expensive are the new phones and how many exactly does the company think they will sell? You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, John, for that information right there. Always important to listen to what the hell's going on in the market, and you definitely give us a breakdown of what is going on. Anyways, let's talk real quick on what we found on our side. The Dow lost about 184 points to close at 32,098 on Monday. The S&P lost about 27 points to close at 4,030 and lost about 124 points was the NASDAQ composite right there and was about at 12,017 points. West Texas Intermediate traded up just shy of $97 on Monday, and Brent crude was up to $102. The national average price of a gallon of gas was at $3.85 on Monday. Bitcoin picked up about $500 on Monday, trading just around $20,100, and there was 3,069 flight delays within, into, and out of the United States on Monday, and 331 cancellations. So there you go. There you go. And now you know what was going on inside of the world of the market for sure.
Here is another bit for our competitors to copy. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about what was trending according to the charts. According to iTunes and Spotify. So if you're taking a look at both sides of the house, let's start off with some iTunes real quick. At the number 5 spot was David Guetta with I'm Good. At number 4 was Hardy and Lainey Wilson, Wait in the Truck. Hey now. At number 3 was One Republic with I Ain't Worried. At number 2 was Tim Cass, Only Ever Wanted. And at the number 1 spot, according to iTunes, was Elton John and Britney Spears with Hold Me Closer. So there you go. Can you hold me closer? There you go. And then if you take a look at Spotify, this is what they had to say. At number 5 was Lizzo with About Damn Time. At number 4, One Republic with I Ain't Worried. At number 3, Harry Styles, As It Was. At number 2 was Post Malone and Doja Cat with I Like You. And at the number 1 spot was Blackpink with Pink Venom. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of there. I don't know. Music stuff, because number 1, as you probably know if you've hung out for some times here, you know that I am a music aficionado here and really love what I do. And on the other side, I just don't know what everybody listens to, so it makes it very difficult to know which ones to talk about. That is for sure.
Listen to our host
of the Rated R Safety Show.
self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
So let's talk a little bit more about some of the things that are going on out there. Let's talk real quick about Central Iowa's hotels are expecting a big boom in business, whereas the Farm Progress Show in Boone County. Kevin Brook with the Ames Convention and Visitors Bureau says that the event will make a large impact in the local economy.
That fills up Ames, Boone, Des Moines, and we know it'll be a big event.
So there you go. We're expecting a big event out there, so it'll be interesting to see what actually happens. Anyways, this week there's a heat wave in Ventura County and throughout Southern California is now expected to last longer and be even hotter than the originally thought. Daniel Martindale has more information.
An excessive heat warning starts Wednesday and lasts through Monday and will be in place for the entire region except for the beaches. But even the beaches will be warmer than usual with highs in the 80s. Inland coastal areas will have highs close to 100 degrees, while the valleys and mountains will have highs at more than 100 degrees. Sunday should be the hottest day of all, with Simi Valley expected to hit 105, Fillmore expected to hit 106, and Ojai expected to hit 107. The National Weather Service believes some daily heat records will melt away this week. I'm Daniel Martindale.
Thank you, Daniel Martindale, for that information right there. Anyways, let's jump around a little bit real quick. Take a listen to this. Iowa casinos are getting ready for another big season of football betting. The 18 companies running the sports books in Iowa casinos may get their first real indication this year in what the long-term market is like.
We have 18 companies that are licensed to operate sports betting in this state, and so it really is maybe our first indication of what the market will look like in Iowa for sports betting long term.
So Iowa Racing and Gaming Commission Administrator Brian, let's see if we don't screw up his last name, Orilko, says the casinos across the state